Hi and welcome back to another lesson. What we're going to talk about in this lesson is pivot points. Now this is not some formal theoretical concept, but just a phrase I made up for this lesson to sort of encapsulate the idea. And the idea is very simple. Usually when you switch between chords, you want to keep as many voicings similar as possible. Usually that gives the feeling that the chord progression moves smoothly. So if you change between two chords, try to have at least one or two notes that are the same in both. You can't always have it, but try. Now, basically, when I say pivot points, I mean chords in the note that, or notes in the chord that you're playing that remain the same while usually the external notes in the formation change in some way. They can change in the same way, or they can change maybe in opposing ways. So let's take a look at the progression I played initially, and this will hopefully help clarify some of the ideas. So the first chord is a C minor, and I have a C, E flat, G, and C. And then the middle two notes, the E flat and the G, stay the same, while the external two notes move in unison downwards. So the second chord is a G augmented 5, or just a G augmented. Then the next chord is an E flat. And then you can actually play this, which I guess you can call an F dominant 9, but I actually prefer to play this. I thought it just sounded better, and I still have, if you see, the pivot note here. So I pivoted from this to this. And this is just an F dominant 7. So A, E flat, F, A. Now, at this point, I really couldn't keep going down, so I had to switch to a new form. And this is the form I switched, and this is an F minor. Now here, the pivot point was this C, which then turned into a C minor, and then into an A flat dominant 7. And then two chords in quick succession. So as I was going down from the A flat, I went here first, and this is a G dominant 7 sus4. I wanted to do the sus4 because I wanted to keep this pivot point, and then it resolved to a G dominant 7. Now I couldn't keep going here, or I didn't want to, and I switched to another form, which is a C minor again, only this is an inversion of the C minor chord. And here my pivot point was this G. This turned into a G major, E flat 7, E flat dominant 7, and C dominant 7 on a base of E. And then again I switched the form and to an F minor, and I used the same trick I used before. I kept the two middle notes the same or fixed, and I moved the two external notes downwards. And I just ended at an E flat major. So this is the idea of pivot notes. It's basically whatever voicing or chord you're playing, try to keep one or two notes fixed and see if you can move things around about it. So that's it. I hope you've learned something interesting, and I'll see you next time.